Hey guys, this is a general reading for Pisces. This is the second one for Pisces. That is the soulmate video. Soulmate meaning any significant relationship. This does tend to be more of a love one, but it could be any significant relationship in your life. Sorry, guys. So for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, if you have significant Pisces in your chart, or if you're just drawn to this video, or any cross watchers. Also for a more complete picture, or if this doesn't resonate, look at your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, any significant placement or planet in your chart, sign in your chart, whatever, you know what I mean, or whatever you have significant in your chart, or that you're drawn to, basically. This energy can go either way. I can read it as you and it's someone else. Like, these energies can flip-flop. I can read this as love or soulmate and it ends up being career or something like that. Just apply it to your life as necessary. Some, none, or all of it may apply. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. Don't make it fit if it doesn't fit. If you want to see if this energy resonates with you, or what to do with it, or to look further into this energy, anything like that, look in the description box below for stuff about private readings or any of my other services. I offer a different variety of services. For those of you who have asked about donating or tipping or whatever, again, my PayPal information is in the description box below, as well as my email address. Pretty much all my information, mostly that you could want to know about, it's in the description box below. But if you have anything else, or you just happen not to find it, just leave a comment or email me or whatever. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And please hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. And please, if at all else, if this video helps you, like it, just so it helps kind of get the message out more. So yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Going forward, after I finish, I think I have this, and then I've got 2 or 3 more I'm going to finish up, and then I'm going to go in order based on the amount of likes. So I think that's it. So I'll read your energy first. Then I will read the soulmate's energy, or what I perceive as the soulmate's energy. And then kind of what the likely outcome or result of all this is. For you as the Pisces, and I think a lot of this kind of correlates to the Pisces soul journey video. So even if some of you are like not really interested in the your soul revolution, your soul evolution, you may want to still check out that video, which, I mean, this love one is kind of correlating to that anyways. So this seems like a pretty significant thing. So I would hope you guys were evolving and doing some of your work. But if not, even if you're not, somewhere, I don't know, maybe somewhere halfway through or whatever of the Pisces soul journey reading, it ends up turning a lot of explaining it seems like what would be a love situation. It could be something different, but you may want to check it out because it really goes a lot in depth to these energies, especially the other person. So apparently, a lot of Pisces, part of their soul evolution is having to do with this situation. That's why it was actually brought up in the soul journey reading. So it goes pretty in depth into that. So you guys may want to check it out. It is like a 2-hour video just because your guys' energy is really deep and I was picking up a lot of stuff. But either way, you may want to check into it. If you need to fast forward. But anyways, what I'm getting from the Pisces energy, and I kind of separated it by how you're portraying things, like what you're making things seem like on the surface level, and then what is really going on inside of you. And so I did that for you and the soulmate. And the way it really seems with you is, you have the 7 of Cups reversed, the 6 of Cups, Judgment, and the 9 of Wands reversed. So let's see if I can do this. Like this. This is how you're portraying things. So I feel like you're kind of coming out of the dark. You are no longer confused about what you want, or at least that's the way you're coming across. You want more of a balance, more of an even give and take. Because you just kind of realize things now. And that I think you're just not really willing to fight anymore. Yeah, like you're like, I'm not really willing to be on this journey anymore. Tell me about the Judgment card. Yeah. I think you're just not really willing to fight or wait for it anymore. Like it's no longer an option. Like it's like you're wiping out your option and you're doing what's best for you. Where, you know, you had the Seven of Cups. It's like you were weighing out your options. What was best for you? A little bit confused. Maybe you even felt in the dark. And now you're like, you've taken out all options that don't really work for you. If they're not serving you, if they're not even give and take, if they're not, you know, aligning with what you're doing and your purpose and what's going on, and if they're not serving that, you're wiping that out as an option. And it could really be this person, this soulmate, waiting on them to make things better with you, or message you, or reciprocate things with you. And I think you're just like you're done with it, or at least you're acting like you're done with it. Internally, the way you feel is you have the Three of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Cups, and you have the Queen of Wands, and you have the Five of Wands. So I get different things from this. I feel like you're now starting to work on things that are going to make you happy and be around other people with like minds, like goals. But I also get, and I think I got it in the soul journey reading, but it's definitely strong in this too, that somebody that you were waiting on, you know, and I don't like to always throw a lot of like third party situation in, but they were with somebody else. And yeah, I did get it in the soul journey reading. They were with somebody else. I think they even have a family with somebody else. And it could be this Queen of Wands character over here. So it could be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. But I don't really like to focus on that. It doesn't have to be. But I think this is also you being portrayed as well. And you're really listening to your intuition. And you're just like, you're kind of done with it. And you're willing to go on your own path. One that is clear and concise what your path is, and this is what you're holding on to, because it's almost like this Five of Wands. Like I see this as a level of competition, a lot of people involved, adding conflict, yes, too, but it's just, it's a mess. Like I feel like you're wanting to be like, where is my path? Where is it going? I'm ready to manifest and put it together. I want it to be simple, clear, concise. I don't want it complicated. I don't want all, nope, just, I want to know. And so you're holding on to this one, and she's almost like looking at this like, no, I'm good. Like, she's just not happy about it. I think part of you is a little more focused on it than you realize, though. Like, it's still, you know, very much in your mind. Yeah, like I think inside, you're a little bit anxious, you know, a little bit sorrowful over all this. And you really want communication. It's something that you're sitting there waiting on. You kind of feel stuck. Like there's nothing you can do about that. So I do think you are focusing on yourself too, and bettering and empowering yourself. But there is a part of you that kind of is stuck on focusing on this other situation, this other person, whether they're with somebody or not. But for a large majority of you, they are with somebody else, whether it's a family, whether it's just multiple other people. And I just don't think you really want to deal with it. I mean, part of you is a little bit still stuck on it and focused on it, but for the most part, you really don't want to deal with it. Just watch what you're focusing on, though, I have to say. It's almost like your body is facing the new direction that you're going. If you look at this Queen of Wands, like, her body is facing forward, her cat is facing forward, her wand is facing forward, but both her and this sunflower are facing over towards this Five of Wands. So just don't deceive yourself at the same time that you're doing something and moving forward and still focusing on this person or situation. Actually move forward. Like, that doesn't mean you have to forget it. That doesn't mean it's going away. But you absolutely want your focus and your attention to be on yourself right now. So if you are doing that, great. If not, you know, she's definitely looking distastefully at this level of competition and other people, and that she just doesn't want to deal with it, and she's better than that. But at the same time, you know, she's kind of like, but you have, for your energy card, hostilities reversed. So you are just, like I said, you're not wanting difficulties. You're wanting more of a simple, straightforward path. What path is going to help me manifest what I want? Because at the same time, you're trying to manifest this too. Even though most of you, this other person has this with someone else, or at least what seems to be this. This is also what you're trying to manifest, and maybe that's why you've cut out a certain amount of option. And it's like, well, if that position's already filled, and I'm going nowhere by sitting here doing this, and I'm just wasting my time, I'm not getting anywhere ahead, and I'm not really that happy with what's going on, and I deserve better, like, I'm not going to sit here and be chasing somebody. Like, they need to give too. I'm not going to be the only one giving. And I feel like you've removed yourself from the equation. You've removed that option, because as of right now, it is not looking like a viable option, and it's not good for your energy either. Because not only are you looking at this conflict like, I don't want to deal with this, this is also internally how this situation makes you feel. Just conflicted and all over the place and not concise, and like you're battling yourself. It's just not a good energy to be in, be stuck in, or be focused on. And I think you're just taking that option out. And you're going towards the options that also give you the Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. This other person or situation, how they're portraying things is they've got the Devil, the Eight of Pentacles reversed, the King of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. So they appear to be stuck to something, to be tied and bound to something with this Devil card. So they're not working. They're appearing to not be working on this. Or working really on anything. I think on this with you. And then they're coming up as the King of Wands and the Seven of Wands. And then clarifying that, I have the Six of Wands. So, I mean, they're very passionate. I think that's another thing with you with the Nine of Wands reverse. Like, you're cutting off all attention and passion towards this. Maybe that's all this was about with the Devil card, was they very much came across as like the passion side of things, or just sex or whatever. And they're too focused maybe right now, or too stuck on whatever they are committed or stuck to, and that's why they're not working on this. And they're very much about their image, their pride, ego, being defensive, how things look to others, not only with the King of Wands in the image, but this, they want to look like everything is like, so it's victorious, they're succeeding in life, they've, you know, got all the boxes checked off of what success looks like. I get very much about image, success, being kind of defensive, how they look to others, wanting other people's admiration. They're very much about image. What's going on inside of them is they have the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Swords reversed, the Six of Cups, and the Two of Swords. So, I do get they have different options. They're a little bit confused as to what they want, or they want it all. They may be focused on their money right now too, but I think they're trying to figure out like what will be the best option for security and growth and everything for them. What, I think they're still, like, what will provide them the comfort of a home, but also they're still stuck on looks, on image. Yeah, I mean, for the Seven of Cups, I got house twice. And one of them is very light and, you know, has a peacock, like very much about image and pride and ego. And the other one's very dark, and I don't know if you could see it, but there's like this little devil looking thing outside. It's like there's two parts of them. Some of them might even be watching you. Like as you're waiting on them, they're also watching and waiting on you. But, they want stability. Okay, so the part over here on the image they're showing is that they're trying to portray the stability and the image. And it's also, it is comfortable to them. This other house pertains to how they feel. And this is about the love or the union. And I don't know if this devil is them associated, attached to what there's, I think it's both. I think part of them is attached to this that they've built and grown, whether they're in a marriage or another significant relationship. And another part of them is highly attached to you or to something else. I'm going to go with you. And I don't know if it's something that's good in them or something that is just a desire that's like, oh, I want to have this too. I don't think they're at a point right now where they could really say one is love either way. So I can't even really figure that out. I do know that one of them is focused on this image and what they've built and whatever they're attached to. And then the other part of them is very much attached to you. And I think they're watching, and in a way spying. I'm not trying to say that in a bad way, but they're watching you, especially now that you've probably let them go. They're watching what you're doing, you know, to see, are you with somebody else? What is that like whether you are with them or not. Yeah, especially if you gone for a new beginning with somebody else. They're really watching. Why are they watching? So I don't know. They may not like that you're dropping them as a burden and that you're getting stronger and that you're getting stronger and going after like what you want. Like just the fact, they don't like the fact that now you're going after what you want and you're letting go of the anxiety and the not know. Like it's like they're there, so they want you to be there too. And they don't like that you're not and that you're leaving that. Like, because I don't want to say this in a way like they're wishing the worst for you, because I don't think they're mindfully doing that. I think it's that they haven't found the strength within themselves yet to fully transform their situation, because they have this two sides of them not integrated within themselves. And so it would benefit them if you were like that too, because then they can have the best of both worlds because you're doing the same thing they are. Then they wouldn't have to do the work to integrate themselves. They can have the best of both worlds. They can have their cake and eat it too. But with you being like, no, and you're growing and you're expanding beyond that, and you're dropping the burden, you're dropping the anxiety and the sorrow, and you're working on becoming stronger, you might even be moving on with the happy, like, good new beginning with somebody else, some of you, now or soon. They don't like that. That leaves them behind. And I really get it's really going to show them how unhappy they are in their situation, really, because either they're going to have to transform their perspective anyways, and then maybe they will, because, you know, it may not be their situation why they're unhappy. It may be their perspective on it. Or it could literally be their situation, and you and maybe even other options possibly around them makes it bearable to stay in this situation. So their energy is kind of going and following you. Like, look, like, here's you in your house, possibly even someone else. I know it's not that clear right here. They're like raking, you're shining a light. Here's your household, full moon. And here's them, this little like ghoul demon looking guy. Again, I'm sorry, it's not that clear. They're like spying on you. Here's their house, all image put up, haughtiness, ego, all that. And here's you. I'm not sure why yours is light and dark. Maybe yours is, you are the shadow side of them. Or if it's just that You know, you're willing to embrace that, or you're a little bit more mysterious. You're willing to have things be a little bit more like non-traditional in your life. You do your own thing, where they're like, no, I've got to have it just so, you know, type thing. But either way, that's why they're watching you. And I don't get a horrible vibe from that. I know it sounds horrible, but it's more like you're leaving them in the dark kind of thing. Or like, I don't know, that sucks for them because then they're going to have to face their stuff. So they're really trying to figure things out about, you know, this might literally have forced them to have to weigh their options on what beginning or avenue they're going to take. Maybe you leaving has done exactly like I said and been like, okay, well, now this sucks. And again, you have the Page of Swords reverse, which a lot of people also put as spying, not talking but watching. Not spying, but not talking but watching. And having a lot of nostalgia, possibly about you or somebody else, could even be their own situation, really trying to weigh that up. And they, you know, they're a little bit distant right now too. They're a little blocked off because they don't really want to see the truth, but you might have forced them into it, and I think they're really trying to decide. Tell me about this Two of Swords. I think they're really trying to decide, honestly, between their head and their heart. Like, I think that you or somebody. Yeah, I'm going to take it as you because here's a cat and here's a cat. Really has their heart. Like, they really view you as the prize, the goal, the good thing. Whether you're just abundant in everything else or whether you actually are abundant with finances or whatever. And maybe you guys have been dealing with each other for a while too. Like, this has been a long journey, but I feel like they've been waiting on you and not letting you know. They've been waiting on this new beginning. Why? Trying to figure it out, but wanting to take a new direction with you and not say anything because I think they feel stuck in their situation they're in right now. Stuck, you know, literally in the 3D, but also stuck and afraid of their emotions. Like, I think it's really deep with you. Which means they'd have to really delve into their emotions also by being with you. So, them being with you is asking so much of them. Literally. Delving into their emotions, letting whatever this is go. Some of them may even have kids that they've got to decide on things with that. But it's like a huge part of them, even though they haven't been telling you this. They've been very, like, you know, controlled and not saying anything and stern and not even just sometimes, like, not even nice or friendly. They've been waiting on you. They've been waiting on you to come. I don't know if all of them is on board with them, but a huge part of them is sitting there waiting. Again, I almost get like a Titanic vibe. What did I have that for? Oh, that was for my Taurus full moon. In Scorpio season. But, like, they've been waiting on you. they've actually been being guided, I think, to you. Something's been guiding them. Like, if you look in this picture, this guy coming up to this crossroads, this bird right here, I don't know, well, you could see it, is actually guiding this guy. And this guy gives me the vibe of, like, a hermit, the hermit card. Like, he will be coming soon. He's been walking his journey. And as much as you guys don't think he or she has, I'm just going to say he to make it easier. As much as you guys don't think he has, he's actually been walking exactly the journey he's been supposed to be on. And he's literally being guided, and he will have a choice to make soon. Or will make a choice soon. I get that most of it, besides the image, but most of it that he's going to have to decide about is going to have to not only be about stuff with his kids and his family and what does happiness look like to him, but it's going to have to make him address something within himself and his beliefs that he took on as a child, but also, what does he really want? Like, what does he want? Like, going back in with that, looking at life like the heart of a child again and taking that risk with the heart of a child. Because he's been avoiding this, which is very much matches up with the soul journey reading. Not wanting to see, but yet seeing. Like, not wanting to see, but yet watching. Blocking and cutting you off, but yet watching. Wanting to come to you, but not coming to you. Wanting you to come to him. That's interesting. He might even be going, have to go through a divorce or rough times. Maybe somebody has or passed around him. Like, he's really just trying to get himself together. I've got court person, gloomy thoughts. I'm not going to show you all these for the sake of time. Drifting into rough waters, sad news, military person. Riding in, work, occupation, his thoughts, grief. But it's leading him. I mean, it's leading him to change. I don't think you guys should rush right to this, just, you know, if they come your way. This is a process. Not only do you have more to go, but so do they. They're not going to, like, immediately eradicate all their stuff that fast. So, don't just right into it. Like, take time to heal, time for them to show you things. I would say at least 6 months. Like, either be friends if you can be, or if you can't, just do your own work for a little time while they do healing. But they're trying to really figure out what they want to do. These are their energy cards. And I kept theirs a lot because theirs really told a story. So I pulled one card out for the results, which I'll get to. But they have the sixth chakra and community. Like, they're really trying to decide between options. And I think they're just really trying to figure out, like, how to speak their truth. What do they want? Like, either way, it hurts their heart, or they may be having to heal some heartache. You know, they just want it all. They're in this mode right now where they want it all. Envy. The thinking man, you know, with these 3 crystals. he just wants it all. Like, there's things he's got to heal within himself and in a very fear-based mentality. And there's things he's going to have to heal. Contract, journey, like leaving. I think he's going to be leaving some type of, I don't know, significant situation in his life. And it could be you with that soul contract, but I don't really get that vibe. I think it's going to be whatever significantly he's been in. And he's going to have to rest and heal. Rest, rejuvenation, first chakra, Archangel Michael, like get back his security and everything. Look at what he wants, all his possibilities. Just look at really what he wants. Where is his heart? What mirrors who he is and what he's doing? And just, he's going to get confused through that process, and he's going to have to learn guidance. Go through like fear-based things, financial constraints. So he's going to have to work on his coin. That's going to tie him down for a little bit, because he's going to think probably he's not good enough because of money issues. So he's going to hold off on this connection. Patience with caring connections. Before he reaches out and takes action towards the things he wants. He's going to have to gain his confidence and his security back first before he really goes after it. And he's probably going to have to, he's going to strategize on how to do it. He is going to do it, though. I believe so. He's got blocks to really work through within himself. And he's going to go back and forth. He's going to take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And he's going to keep walking through his fears. But one day, he's going to take that risk, and he's going to rip that Band-Aid off, and he's going to go through what he knows he's going to have to go through by walking away. And he's going to gain his balance just because he wants to come out of anxiety. He wants to feel happy. And I just think he feels like either until he gets out of this situation, which is probably not the situation, it's probably him. He probably needs to go off and literally be on his own and find out who he is in his own energy away from this. And then he'll either find it's you or somebody else, or he'll go back to the situation. But either way, that's why I say, like, you have to have patience too. You have to be on your own journey and doing your own thing, and not also run to him, because if he runs to you out of fear, you don't want to be caught in that. You know what I mean? Like, because, yeah, that's another, you're going to end up in a codependent situation just like this, and he's going to be looking at you the same way. He needs to heal, and he needs to come to you when he's healed. Like, I wouldn't want somebody to reach out to me out of fear. I would want them to reach out to me because they want me and they care about me, and there's no thoughts of, oh, they can better my life, or they can give me security, or they can bring additional money in, or they can give me someone so I'm not lonely at night, or they can help me take care of my kids, or whatever. Like, I wouldn't mind doing that for somebody, but that's not why I would want them to reach out to me. I would want them to have control over their life first, so that I am not a part of their security. Because when you are a part of somebody's security, and that is based off of fear mentality, that's when you end up in this devil vibration. And I don't want that. I've learned that lesson. I don't want that. So just a heads up on that. The possible result, or most likely result of this situation, at least for November, or, you know, the energies around November. And I think I split these up as I didn't go this way, but I think it ended up being you versus him. You have the Justice card, the 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands again, and the Page of Wands. So you're kind of like making the decision to bow out of this and create more balance for yourself. And that for a minute does cause you a little bit of conflict, a little bit of feeling out in the cold, a little bit possibly conflicted within yourself. Maybe it causes a little bit of conflict with this person. But I think it's mostly the conflict through the change and through going and doing something new, and going this new path. I think this is mostly internal conflict that I'm looking at. That you feel left out in the cold. You know, you feel sad about losing your wish. You feel lonely. You feel conflicted within yourself because one part of you is focused on it and the other part isn't, and part of you wants it, part of you doesn't, and part of you feels it'll go away, and part of you feels like you deserve better. But you do end up figuring that out because you end up sitting with the Page of Wands. So you do end up going, you know, on this new journey, this new path. Tell me about the Page of Wands. I think you end up actually doing it and choosing a different path, because this other way, although you love it, was bringing you, it was gnawing at you. It was giving you anxiety. It was just coming across as deceitful. It wasn't in the vibration you wanted it to be. And you're also being guided in a different, you both are being guided on this. You're being guided on your path as well. Where this leads him or her, whatever, the other person, the soulmate, is the Seven of Pentacles. So again, they're weighing stuff up. The Devil. Again, the Seven of Wands. The Queen of Swords. And the Wheel of Fortune. So, I mean, sometimes it's the Queen of Swords is seen as somebody who's divorced. So, again, they're weighing out their options. They're defensive. They're still stuck in a lot of their patterns and their codependencies. They do make, I think, some type of decision, though, and cut something out. And they create some type of change. Tell me about the Queen of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know if they cut out the situation they've been in and they go after you. What do they cut out? I think they cut out either the family situation or sex. They cut out options. So let's put it that way. They cut out options. I think there's a lot of back and forth. I think they're really trying to figure out what they want. They might even choose to come back to you and you're like, no, it's too, it's too soon. You need to heal and figure out what you want. And then they might flounder a little bit, maybe even go back to this other person. And they're like, nope. And maybe just nothing works for a while for them, or it's really short time frames. And they're really forced, like all these things that come up around them are forced to make them deal with their stuff. Because there's some type of transformation that happens. Like the energy for this line is the Angel of Strength, which I get like the transformation. There's a lot of Leo vibes here too. And I think first within yourself, but I think when you choose to change within you, it also kind of starts them on their journey of changing themselves. Because the energy on the bottom of your deck is the Ace of Cups. You're really looking at what's best for you now and taking care of yourself and where to invest your time. And they've got the Death card, Judgment underneath, Strength, Page of Cups, Four of Wands. I think where they say or have walked away from this situation. But whatever it is, there's something that changes between the two of you. You have Volcano, Volatility, which puts one or both of you on a vision quest. And it's really asking you to pay attention to things within yourself and around you. What you want, your dreams, your inspirations, the energies that are running through you. Stone People, Vigilance, Dream Time, Creation, Shaman, Ancient Healing, Wisdom. I really get that for one or both of you, kind of on a spiritual part of this, this brings a level of healing to you. It brings power. I feel like you get some type of huge download. Like as you're, going through this kind of crazy time, you start going on another, you start really paying attention to things around you, what's going on around you, what's going on within you. There's a lot of things changing within you and coming up inside of you that you didn't see before. Creative ventures, things about yourself, who you are, childlike things, things in your dreams, just all times. And there's this healing that starts to happen, this shaman, and when it does, it brings in kind of like I get with this vibe, a download. Sorry about the glare. It gives you some type of download. Here's a wake-up call, tsunami. So you might have just a lot of information coming to you. It might even literally just bring in some tidal waves of emotions and throw open your heart chakra. Period, or again, depending on what part of your journey you're on. For me, it would be again. And it's going to make you really self-reflect on things. And it's going to cause a rebirth. Another rebirth or a rebirth. Again, depending on what part of your journey you're on. And you're going to do a lot of healing. Like literally DNA type healing. Family lineage and line type healing. Family karma type healing. And then blessings will come and you'll be all the better for it. You'll be able to ebb and flow a lot better with the energies. You'll be able to see what's on your conscious and your subconscious level. And I feel like a part of you, like it's almost like I get this vibe that a part of your soul will be retrieved. During this next part of your awakening, another part of your soul will be retrieved. Like invocation, activation. I know this is kind of deep for a love reading, but it is what it is. There's going to be a lot of magical things just going on inside of you. Shape-shifting, see who you are, who do you want to be, who have you been, who do you want to be in the future. Maybe even remembering things of your past lives. There's a lot of earth magic and grounding going on. A lot of family and instinctual energies. Movement, breach, breaking through, strength, new beginnings, nurturing, communion, vulnerabilities. Either way, I forgot what it was when I looked at these before. Something about it screamed out to me soul retrieval. That you're also going to be seeing what's in your shadows. But you're going to be seeing what's in your past. You're going to be getting a part of your soul retrieved again, another part. Some of you might even go through a type of like, you know, depression, sadness, dark night of the soul. Like here's you. Cry for nature. Mourning for something sacred which seems lost. Like you're going to really think that this ended. Maybe you got cut out. Maybe you get cut out. Even though you seem like you were done with something. Maybe something happens and something becomes clear that it seems like you got cut out. Or maybe this person comes back to you and you having to deny them for your own good right now because you know they're not in the place they need to be. They have healing they have to do. That really hurts you. That really causes something between the two because this person's really mad because by the time they finally got up whatever to come to you and tell you here's what they've been thinking and they took a chance to come to you, they thought you were just going to say yes. And you said no, or not right now, or you have to heal, whatever it was, your answer they did not like. Probably because they're still in this fear-based mentality. They have not healed yet. Whether they're attached to somebody or not, whether they really broke up with them or not. You don't heal from this right away. This takes a little while to heal from. And if they're coming to you and expecting you to say one thing and you say no, like that, not only does that throw their plan off, but that they don't, usually people in this mode don't like hearing no. So it might literally be something like this between the two of you in November. And it really sets you off on a whole new, basically an awakening trip. Journey, whatever. And I forgot where it was, but like I said, something when I looked at this yesterday screamed out to me soul retrieval. And that you'll get even more things, more downloads, more things that you figure out and learn about yourself. Some of you possibly gifts even. But you remember who you are. Oh, it was something here I think that made me think of it. You remember who you are. And, you know, to have people around you who support you and care for you. And you have this new beginning. And communicate more now with people and the world around you. And you start to really listen to who you are and in the subtleties of the earth, the beauty of being in the moment. You learn self-love and being in the moment. You learn to mother and nature yourself. You learn about other dimensions and listen more to your intuition. And your intuition is telling you something's also going on with this. And it says, take time to protect from toxic thoughts and energy. So as this person's going through their stuff, you're really going to need to learn this balance of either not being there or being there enough to be there for them, but also removing yourself away from the toxicity of it and learning to protect yourself. And that's probably really going to hurt your heart because you're used to always being there for somebody. But sometimes there's things people have to go through and you can't be there. Not in the way you want to be. You've got to love and protect yourself. And you heal a lot of generational karma. You're being assisted with this. You find your own safe place. You find out who you are. And because of that, new love, courtship, romance, and falling in love comes. But you know it's coming in the right time. Right after is the right moment, sensing the right timing. Like your intuition is telling you this is coming and there will be a right time, but it's not right now. And you have to love yourself and have boundaries in that moment. Have unconditional love. Because things are changing. When somebody heals from this, it's not always pretty. Please watch my soul journey reading also for November, because it's really going to hit a lot with this. You're really going to have a level of compassion, yet boundaries, and not take personally what this person says or does as they're going through what they're going through, because it is going to get ugly for a minute. Not only what they're doing directly, but even if they say something and walk away from you and make it seem like it's forever, or just say disgusting, nasty things about you, whatever. Have your boundaries, but do not let your ego get bothered, and know that it is something that is not them that they're healing through right now. It is fear talking, and that they're healing. Gain that same level of Pisces compassion that you guys always go through as your doormats, but that you've been healing through. But don't be a doormat this time. Keep your level of compassion, keep your level of everything else, and your knowing that you guys always have, and you're being able to see someone's true loving heart, even if they don't see it or express it. But have your boundaries at this time with self-love. This is what you need to do different in this moment. Boundaries. Know when to be there and when not to be there. Mostly, you're not going to be able to be there, not in close proximity. And you're going to have to do it out of self-love. And you doing that, even if this person isn't going to like it at first, is going to show them what self-love is. And it's also going to show them how to properly love you. Okay? So, they're also manifesting and working on guiding, following their path. It's funny because they talk about dimensional slips and all that, and I was saying in the other video how it's like they're gatekeepers to hold open the door through the third dimension to the fourth and fifth for the feminine. A lot of this has a very divine feminine, divine masculine vibe. But they're going through a lot of unknown and transition experiences. They're also purifying their system, and they're letting go of things, detaching and moving on. Forgiveness, transcending the ego, the unawakened. A return of the soul was in theirs. I think they will be going through a type of awakening by letting go. And then they start awakening and finding themselves soul retrieval. So you might have another soul retrieval, but if not, like their possible first one is coming in. And it will cause them to grow up and know themselves. They will be assisted during this process, but they're going to have to have some time on their own and go in their own mind and daydreaming for what they want and working on themselves and learning how to communicate. And after that, there's a sacred union, commitment, ceremony, maturing into a deep relationship. They may even be communicating with you telepathically or want to travel to come see you. And they might even start to feel this connection. If some of you are on a spiritual connection, they may be starting to feel the sacredness of it. And really be starting on this journey of wanting to figure out what this is. That now they're realizing there's more going on here than they realized. And they may even start to communicate with you more now. But either way, they're coming back to life. And they're starting, they have a healthier level of trust and faith. And they're starting to walk their path now. They're following the direction that they're being pulled in. And then they end with touch, exchange, and connection. So it could be to you, it could be to something else. But either way, I think this month really shows a lot, at least for ones possibly that Pisces are dealing with, of a start of an awakening or a huge level of awakening for your partner, or I get it more as the divine masculine. It seems very much like a divine masculine energy. And whatever this is, you have goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth, rose, romances in the air, weeping willow, family sorrow. Whatever this is going on between you and them and their family, or whatever connection they have built in going up, this is very much a spiritual lesson growth type thing. So just go with it, go through the process, use your intuition, go through all the feelings that come up, but also know this is part of the process and part of the journey, and it's going somewhere that both you guys need to be wherever it lands you guys and whatever is for both of your highest good. But either way, you end up on the start of a new path and they end up with some type of change. I'm not sure exactly what that is or what they let go of. I don't know if it's you. It's not going to say. You guys may have to reach out to me for a private reading if you want to know more, but whatever their burden is, I think they let it down. They end a cycle. And I think it's with their family, and they go after what they want. But I think it is. But you'd have to find out for sure if this is yours. The closest I get is the Tower and the Ace of Pentacles. So hit me up if you want to know more about this or dig into this energy or see if it applies to you. These are some big energies on stuff that's going down. So it's kind of one of those crazy, beautiful energies. Like, a lot of craziness is going to happen, but at the same time, either a lot of beautiful stuff's going to happen or a lot of this craziness literally drops a lot of stuff and causes a lot of stuff, but it creates a new beginning. And for both of you, whether it's together or apart or whatever, but it's obviously going to be apart for a little while anyways, because this energy is going to take a little while to be healed. And if you run right back to this, then you're not ready either. You're not quite in the divine feminine empress energy. No judgment. I know that's really hard, but please keep your self-love and your boundaries intact, but also keep your level of compassion and understanding. And know that there's a lot of healing going on for both, because through you reacting or responding the way you should to their healing of this, it is going to cause further healing for you. You responding to their healing is your journey of healing, and them responding to your healing is their journey of healing. It's all part of it. You're both healing, transcending, and growing. So if you want to know more, hit me up for a private reading. If you want to know further in this, where it may go, what mind frame might help you or blocks might help you during this, or to your specific details in your situation. But this is kind of a little monumental change going on here. So I love you guys. I hope this helps. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. Please like this video. It really helps get it out more. It shows appreciation for the time that I'm putting into this as well. Any information about services, PayPal, donations, tips, email, any of that, all in the description box below. Okay, guys? I love you. Thank you for being so patient. I hope this really helps you guys. I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.